So it's World Wildlife Day, and it's an initiative that is global, and we decided that we wanted to take part in World Wildlife Day because we see the need to educate Jamaicans on the importance of our local wildlife, our native and our endemic animal, and the role that they play. We decided to invite 200 students today because we believe if you start from young, then they grow up and they pass on that knowledge to their children, and then they pass on that knowledge to their children. And there's some misconception that children have, and 9 out of 10 times it is because the parents pass down those misconceptions to them. So if we can get them here and educate them from early, then we can block out some of that misconception. When the kids come here today, so they get to interact with some of the local endemics. They get to see what a coney is. 95% of the children that came here today did not know that the conies exist, and they get to touch them. They get to touch, the Jamaican iguana, and we have this thing where we're all afraid of lizards, and you can see the joy on their faces when they realize that, hey, it's nothing to be afraid of.
Animals are very nice and cute, very funny, and very fun to be with.
I enjoyed about the alligators, the crocodiles, the iguanas, the birds, parrots, tortoises, all of that stuff.
We got to touch the animals, and we know that the animal, the snake, shed its skin into a brand new skin.
The zoo means about giant crocodile because it open his mouth and then it's going to jump in the water, and then when the next one gone over there, the baby one go, it is mommy and his dad.
Well, the history of Hope Zoo and me goes back to 2011. It was derelict, it was abandoned, and the people who have the main lease for the gardens and the zoo came to me and asked me if I would be prepared to take over the zoo, which I did. And it's been constant work from there on to try and beautify the zoo and add more animals, animal life, and do more conservation things. And we've been very successful at it, so much so that I think we're one of the best small zoos in this region, not just the Caribbean. I'm originally from India, and my father was a dog lover and mother was a fish and bird lover, and it was just inculcated in me, and I love the flora and the fauna and the trees and the plants, and it just evolved.
The wildlife and trees are part of the grade 6 curriculum, and it made it a practical experience for them as they learned and saw the animals here. So it's not about just talking to them about in isolation or showing them pictures, but they actually got a chance to interact with the animals, and I believe it will encourage them to consider on animals in general and to think about how they too can become a part of the conservation of wildlife.